center. Center. Yes. Hold on, sir. Can you Bina one together? One picture here. Yes. Yeah, Bina in my camera. Done? एक मिनट बोलो Bina one. Thank you.
कच्चा बादाम
Actually, I was quite skeptical at first, but then because I've never done a show, like a gallery show, and I'm kind of an outsider in this world, like in this whole galleries and high art as we call it. So, but then I've been working in this field, I've been to so many shows and all, I'm like, okay, I want to do something like this. I want to see how this really is. So then through mutual friend Raj, I met Bina, who helped me conceptualize and curate this show and put this together. And then she connected me with Tarana, and then we have Black. So, like, before I coined the name Black, what happened, I had a huge collection of work, and which were actually primarily in black color, like black acrylic and India ink. But then I'd never had the term. I came across so many names and so many concepts in my mind that this is the name, this is what I should call it. But then I realized all the show, the paintings, the artworks, they're nothing but a scaled up version of the things that were like all the drawings and artworks that I started with. Like how I used to doodle and sketch on the back of my notebooks and my sketchbooks. And I'm just scaling it up and putting it on a wall now. So, and the most common thing among all of this is the use of color black. So I thought, I'm going back to my roots. Why don't I call it Black? But at the same time, I'm not the same person as I was like 5 years, 6 years back. And that's why I took out an alphabet. So I made it BLCK instead of being BLACK. And it was like my take on because it's like a humorous thing to do. Like it's like a human folly. You take out a word, you make it BLCK, and that's how I term the like coin the term black, like BLCK. And then there you go. We have the show finally.
So you said there has been a transition from 5 years to now, and that's what we've seen here. So what's the transition been, Santanu, when it comes to art? How different, or how do you see from doodle to now, a full-fledged exhibition?
Well, it has been a very turbulent journey, and that's how I like to even when I'm speaking about my artworks and the show, I use the term as comfortable turbulence. Art has been a comforting thing for me. It has been the biggest source of comfort for me during the most turbulent times. That's why we have a bed inside the gallery. so exactly. So my art comes from a place where it's very turbulent, but when it is represented in a visual form, it gives me a sense of comfort. Even though it's very detailed, it's like a bunch of coils and a lot of chaos and a lot of chaotic forms are there. But then when you see the whole canvas, it also gives you a feel of serenity in it. There's always a calmness in it. So I think that's how the journey has been for me till now.
We've seen tripod, we just saw the all videos, and that's wonderful piece of art. So how did the ideation happen? I mean, of course, Bina and Zanana will tell us more of that. But going from you first, how did that happen?
Well, this is so Bombay. Like the tetrapod is so Bombay. A lot of artists have experimented with this, the tripod or the tetrapod, like in the past few years. So I'm like, why don't I have a go at it? And right now, because of the whole coastal roads being built, there's a lot of displacement going on of the object itself, and even people, and a lot of biodiversity has been affected. So this is sort of like a summary of what's going on. I took that tetrapod from the coasts, and I displaced it in a gallery, and I sort of made a sculpture version of the same thing, just to show the displacement and the change that's happening.
There is how many nights of midnight oil burning to put this together? How long does it take to put one piece of art together?
It's a trade secret. It's a trade secret, but I do spend my time working with the canvases, and actually I'm a bit impatient when it comes to my art. Like I like to finish as fast as possible when it comes to art and my art pieces. So for me, it feels like a fraction of seconds or like few minutes. But then for other people, when they see me work, like you've been sitting in that same position for like one whole day. My mom used to like nag me because I won't eat, I won't bathe, I won't do anything. So I would just be painting and painting. And I think for me it feels like few minutes, but I think around few nights or few days.
So do you have a pick which is your favorite?
Yeah, right now there is one piece called like Adidas, which is one of my favorite. And then there is Push My Fingers, which is like a tribute to my most favorite heavy metal band, Slipknot. So I think those two are my favorite right now.
Art is killing human heights. We have an NFT coming. What do you have to say about that?
Like it's another realm, it's another medium, if I would say, because I have a background in engineering, so I'm kind of I'm intrigued by technology and like digital stuff. So I'm also into NFTs. Like I've been part of many projects, NFT projects. I've minted a few projects with like Divine, Ritviz. So I'm combining musicians with other people that I've worked with before, and then them making sort of like a hybrid NFT thing. And NFT is also a very new scape right now. Like it's very new, and even in India, it's very nascent. So, and it's very intriguing. But I really I'm very hopeful for like how this NFT thing goes the next few years.
That's wonderful. I mean, the curation is brilliant. We all are loving it. How did this whole Santanu did tell us, but what do you have to speak about?
Actually, Santanu himself is so brilliant. Santanu is brilliant.
Thank you.
So you see when he talks, he's so full of ideas and it just comes so naturally and so spontaneous for him. So that's when I first met him, when I was introduced to him, I was a little skeptical, okay, he's a doodle artist, what am I going to see? Then I see these really funny looking creatures eating spaghetti or noodles or something. But what is amazing was when he explained behind how he made those creatures and the noodles and spaghetti doodling. There was a lot of humor to it. These are these hungry creatures who are drooling and love the spaghetti, right? The look. So anyway, the explanation behind his works and what's influenced him as an artist, being also an artist, I understand. And his mind is so creative. So his works, actually when I met him and saw his works, they speak to me. When they speak to you, you say, okay, you got to do something about this guy. And that's where Tarana comes in. So I asked Tarana, and the pandemic was on, remember? And she was in the US. So we were waiting. And I told Santanu, no, we're going to make it happen. There's not going to be a virtual show of yours. We're going to have a physical art show. And so today, I'm so glad it's finally taken shape. Thanks to also Tarana. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy and proud of this young guy who's all of 29. Wow. So he's got a long way to go and he's got miles to go. And I think just enter his space and his mind and you just enjoy it whoever comes in and sees his work, which is on to the 28th at the Gallery Art and so. Yeah.
And I think it was so stirring to be here at Art and Soul. What do you have to say? I mean, life is getting back to normal.
Yes, it
We
is.
have people flocking in at the exhibition now. What do you have to say?
It's actually very exhilarating to have a show in the physical form. But I have to tell you, when Bina called me, I was in the States in a different mind space. COVID was, the second wave was hitting the city. I was with my son, who I hadn't seen for a long time. And all she did was, she just sent me a link to Shantanu's Instagram. And the curiosity and the intrigue that I felt then, I'm talking of March 2021, it continues. All I want to do and know is what goes on into this spectacular mind. And I think that's why we wanted to recreate a bed. We wanted to recreate the scene of all this creativity, the hub where all of this thought process emanates. And it looks very seamless and very effortless, but I can assure you it's been a challenge because we didn't know, right? We didn't know whether we'll be able to have a show. We didn't know whether we will be able to have it in physical form. So just to be here and to celebrate the creativity of Santanu is a big high for us, and we're very grateful to Bina for making this introduction and for having such a seamless process to bring his works to life.
Okay, sorry.
Are we early?
No, we're not. Just the press conference stuff.
Yes,
Yeah, so I was just basically very grateful that we're able to see this, and the body of work spans for him quite a while, and even putting it together was a challenge, but as the name tells you, it is a work of contrast. It is a work of a person who is a mass of contradictions. Black and white can't be more contrasting than that, and I think for the city of Bombay, this is going to be a very, very pleasant experience.
how excited are you? This is your first solo exhibition being there and such lovely response already. There's been an intrigue completely before the exhibition even started. So what do you have to say about that?
I'm really grateful for this moment. I'm really grateful that we're finally able to pull this off because like if it was not for my team, it was not for Bina, Tarana, or my entire team who's been supporting me, I wouldn't be here because it's a big deal for me. Like, I come from a small city in Assam and I am here doing a solo show, and it's a lot. You're basically naked when you're putting up your works. These are like really personal works of mine. When I'm putting them out there, it's like me being completely vulnerable and naked in front of the people and the audience. So I think I'm much more confident, and I'm really grateful for where I'm right now. And yeah, let's enjoy the show then.
What kind of feedback you are receiving from this event? Would you like to say?
I think people are really intrigued. They're really, really intrigued, and also it's kind of like a disruption because this is a very different show. It's a very unique show. It's not the traditional way of putting up works, and I don't come from a traditional background of art. Like, I've been a visual artist, illustrator, I've been doing brand works, I've been doing a lot of pop culture themed stuff, working with brands and making sneakers, apparels, designer clothes, like making films, directing them. So these are some of the things that I've been doing. So this is completely different. Like, this is my personal favorite medium to work with. Like, I just love to draw. This is my space. I just love to draw and sketch. And this is the most basic, like most basic yet most vulnerable state and the most vulnerable representation of my artwork.
Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
so much.
Ready? So ma'am, first of all तो आपका यहाँ पर आना welcome है. मैं आपको welcome कह रही हूँ and you are looking very gorgeous in black. Also you are at a black. What do you want to say about that?
Well, we were told that the theme is black, so because Bina Aziz is a friend, so I was told color hai black, so we dressed according to the theme. And I love art, so I'm so happy that I can come and see some lovely exhibits of an exhibition she's curating. And it's an opportunity to come out again after so long. इतने महीनों साल से हम लोग घर के अंदर बंद थे. You know, our mask is still part of our life, but we are still being. It's one of the first times I'm really coming out into a public place. So wish all of us good health and good luck. And let's still be safe till everything is actually over, and God willing soon we'll be mask free. So see you all. Good to see you all. Hi sir.
इधर आइए सर. सर इधर. आगे इधर.